So in this video, I'm going to take you through the process of harvesting plantain, Plantago major, and lanceolata, and we're going to dry it, make an oil, and then a salve. And we'll also talk about some of the benefits of plantain. Here are some examples of broadleaf plantain, and then here is the narrow leaf. I'm at one of my favorite places today, and I was just out for some peace and a walk, but I ended up harvesting some plantain, some broadleaf and some narrowleaf plantain. So we'll take that back home and I'll show you how to dry it. So I'm giving this plantain a nice wash because it was in an area that doesn't get sprayed, but it was kind of between a path and the field. So I don't know if it was stepped on or possibly peed on. I don't know. But I'm going to use this for a salve. I'm not making an infusion or tincture out of it. So I think it was probably pretty clean, but I'm just giving it a little extra wash just to be cautious. So this is the rinsed plantain. This is broadleaf plantain. They were a little bit wilty because the sun was really hot already, but this is a narrow leaf plantain. And this isn't the drying process. I just wanted to get the excess water off. So I put them on a kitchen towel and blotted them with another towel. And I'll let some of the water come off before I actually go to the drying process. So this is what I'm going to use to dry my plantain in today. If you look, each little level has a zipper, so you can close it up. I'm not going to hang it outside. I'm going to hang it somewhere inside. Although today would be a good day to do it in the shade because it's nice and breezy. But you don't want to dry in direct sunlight. This is the first time I've actually used this one, and it was folded up to about half the size. And it shot into shape like crazy, so be careful. So yeah, this is it, and you can just lay your herbs on here, single level, or don't layer them, so there's enough airspace so that they dry quickly. And if you have a basket that has a wide mesh, you can use that. You can use a dehydrator. I would say about 95 degrees or less. You can bundle. The plantain might be hard to bundle, and when you do bundle, you want to use smaller bundles. But yeah, that's what I'm going to use. And actually this would be a great spot to hang it this afternoon, but I'm going to hang it inside. And there's my sage. It's doing really well. And my rosemary and my thyme. This is what my little potted herb garden looks like now. Here's the sage, the rosemary, and there's some oregano I planted since the last one, and the thyme looks incredible. There's the sage again. So to make the oil, we're going to put our dried plantain into a container, and It's a little under half full. I was hoping for about half full, but we're going to fill it with oil about an inch or two above. It'll probably absorb some of the oil. Well, it will absorb some of the oil. And we'll give that a shake every so often and let it sit for about 8 weeks. And we'll strain it. I'm going to add a little bit more. Always make sure you cap it off and label. Don't forget to label this with what it contains. And I like to also add the type of oil that it contains and the date that you made it so that you know when to strain it. Now I usually try to match my oil so that there's not a lot of airspace in here, but this is what I had at the moment. If I get another jar that's more suited, I'll switch it to that, because you just don't want anything to oxidize with all that air in there. So when you strain this out, you can use this oil as is, or you can make it into a salve, which is sometimes more convenient and easier to carry with you and less messy to use. But the oil can be really nice too. Okay, we are making the plantain salve, and I put an ounce of beeswax in my makeshift double boiler. I have a little digital kitchen scale that I weighed out the beeswax. And then I have this was plantain that I picked fresh and then I dried. So that's what I'm going to use. I just happen to have the correct amount. It's 1 ounce weight of beeswax to 8 fluid ounces of your infused plantain oil. And I'm going to let the beeswax melt in the double boiler. Once it looks melted, I'm going to let it go a little farther and then add my oil. So we'll wait till this gets a little farther along in the melting process and I'll be back. Okay, so as you can see, our beeswax is melted. I'm going to incorporate the plantain oil. It's going to solidify a little bit, but you'll just have to remelt it down. Give it the occasional stir. Some people like to add a little bit of cocoa butter, shea butter, sometimes coconut oil, but I am just adding straight beeswax. And I don't really add essential oils to anything. I did make a calming salve one time. It was actually my first salve, and I added some lavender oil, and I think it was a blend called Chill Pill that I added to it, and it turned out really nice. I made an infused rose oil and lavender oils, I think, as the base for it. So okay, as you can see, the wax is completely melted, and we're gonna go just maybe 30 to 60 seconds longer, and then we'll pour it into our tins. Okay, so just pouring our tins. Looks like I got a little plant material left in there because I did not strain it really well. And you'll want to let these sit until they are completely cooled and solidified before you cap them off. I probably should have set up a couple more tins because I have some extra salve. But there you go. And I'll show you what it looks like when it completely solidifies as well. So these are all set up and ready to go. After you pour these, make sure you don't move them around. Just leave them where they are so you don't disturb the setting up process. And you'll cap these off and make sure you label them because they're all some sort of green usually. If it's calendula or something like that, it might be yellowish, but you can mix your salves up. Plantain is great for stings and insect bites. It's great at drying, so when you need, like if you have a boil or you need a stinger or the effects of an insect bite drawn out, it's great for drying those things out. It's great for hot conditions like burns and rashes. And if you drink it as a tea, it's great for the gastrointestinal system. It's very healing to tissues. In this video, we made an oil, and some of that I'm going to make a salve with because sometimes a salve is more convenient to use. But if you're just outside and you get stung or bit by an insect, you can chew up some fresh plantain leaf and put it on there, and that's called a spit poultice. You could make plantain as a tea. You can make it as a tincture. Thank you for sticking with me on this plantain extravaganza. That's really my favorite part, is touching the plants and just working with the plants, and it's a beautiful thing. So thanks for joining me.